Surge.
Surge?
White Claw Surge.
Mm.
This video is brought to you by White Claw Surge. Bitch beer for the middle-aged.
I gotta delete that out now.
Okay.
Not an affiliate, not a sponsor. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Video Game Collectors Podcast. I'm Matt Rose.
I'm Josh.
I'm Dennis.
Yeah, this weird. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. Or they're
good to be back. I'm glad. I feel like we've made a lot of progress on this podcast in the since the first episode.
Dennis has kept this thing rolling since the beginning.
Yeah, he keeps us on schedule. No, I think what it is Matt and I found that night times work really well for us sometimes. And Dennis is usually asleep by 7 p.m.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, this wouldn't have ever came about if it weren't for Josh and Dennis. If you go back and watch the very first episodes, this was the original trio. This is where the passion came from originally. So
I like to call it the Dio, actually.
just three frogs in a blender, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Super stoked to have you back on. Super stoked to see you again. Forget having you back on. I haven't seen you in forever.
2022. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Looks like you're sitting in your cave of video games there.
Yeah, you caught me too while I was in Chicago, which is great because we get to do something a little more interactive.
We've come a long way from the very first video where Josh, I think, has his pool in his background, and I think you're in your bedroom, and I don't remember where I am, but it was the backgrounds have improved.
That's right. That was in my Denver, living room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You were in your jammies too.
My jammies.
Yeah.
Sleeping in my race car bed.
Yeah, thanks for sending that for my son. He really likes it.
Did you finally outgrow it?
Me?
Yeah.
Look at me, dude. It's still too big for me. I'm still trying.
You downsized. Okay.
Yeah.
So Dennis, since last time we talked, what's been going on in your world, collecting wise?
Yeah. What's new?
Man, a lot. No, actually, it's funny. Not a lot for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the past month, just a lot, because that's what I do. I finished my Game Boy set, which I posted on Instagram, which was only one game. I was going to save this till our shares thing.
No, that's okay.
What game is it?
Metal Masters.
And so that's extremely hard to find, obviously.
Metal Masters is it's a top 20 rarity, I'd say, roughly. Wow. Josh, I don't know if you agree. Top 30.
Yeah, I'd say it's just always was a tough one to get. It kind of just fell to the back as everybody's looking for shit like Toxic Crusaders or whatever.
Or F1 pole position, or
everybody was just going for the Spuds
Fighter, Spuds Adventure. Yeah, exactly.
And then people realized it's hard as shit to get.
Yeah, any of those what I call rarity 9 Game Boy games are just, they're all the same as the rarity 10. They just don't show up. And 9 and 10, it's funny. I'm referring to Dane's the Nintendo Age rarity guide, right? Where all Game Boy games had an assigned rarity. 1 through 10 rarity.
Yep.
And once you get into the 8, 9, 10 games, I mean, you're talking about, and I posted this, you're talking about games that show up once, if even twice a year on eBay and are poorly listed. And so that's if you're lucky. There's a lot. I said, and I think I was thinking about it, maybe over 150 titles on Game Boy don't show up more than once a year, if 0 times a year on eBay. And there's nowhere else to really buy this stuff, right?
Yeah. The funny thing you bring that up is there have been some straight ridiculously rare sealed Game Boy games that have come up and have been on Heritage. There was a Toxic, there was a Fish Dude sealed, there was a couple others that I can't rattle off right now, but they are legit just insane to find CIB.
I think was there a Ninja Taro or something? But
Yeah, there was a Ninja Taro.
Yeah, regardless, that stuff underperforms.
It did.
Yeah. If we're comparing it to how other more mainstream stuff is, and that's just because there's so little awareness, and the delineation between sealed and CIB hasn't really been very defined in Game Boy. Historically, it's just like me, right? I will buy sealed or CIB. I might pay a little more extra for sealed. I'm just trying to complete the set, and they're so rare, even CIB, that like if it comes up sealed, sure, it's like sure, I'll take. And that's why 25% of my set is sealed by happenstance, just because when I started collecting Game Boy, actually, Dane had a really neat feature he built out on Nintendo Age. I don't know, Matt, if you remember this. I know for sure, Josh, you do. Is called Anea.
Yeah.
And you could search new listings on Amazon the same way you can search it on eBay, which you can't do.
Wow.
It was amazing.
I know.
I like $20 sealed games all day.
Yeah, you would see people list like, uber rare stuff, and not just Game Boy, every system,
everything,
and they list it for whatever the Amazon price was, $24.99, and it would say new, and you'd be like, you would take the gamble, and a sealed game would show up in the mail.
Well, I think part of it is you'd look at it, you'd be like, $20,
Yeah.
and they have 7 of them, or they have 12, and then you buy one and it be case fresh, and you're like, shit. And by the time you go back, to the gone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
So the real Wild West days.
Yeah, that was cool. But then I think Amazon caught wind of it, and they're like, can't do this.
It was something with, I think they weren't getting the referral kickback, or so there was something going on where it was circumventing some benefit Amazon received. So they actually sent him like a cease and desist, or told him to like take it down, and so he had to comply.
So did Dane program that then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anea Hoover for half.com. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there was never anything on there. I remember there was like,
yeah,
they had a the UPC for Thomas the Tank Engine for NES, and everybody was like always looking to see if one would come up.
Yeah. Because
the game was unreleased. I always thought it was kind of funny, but
yeah. That's a funny topic. Are there things that you've wasted? Like, I'm just thinking back now that you mentioned that, Josh. There are so many wasted hours I spent on save searches that never amounted to anything over a decade, and
I still have searches like that.
Yeah.
They don't come up.
One for me is I've had Mega Man 6 box in my save search forever. I think I still have it, just in case a Capcom Mega Man 6 box shows up.
Yeah, I do too, actually. I have it just for Mega Man 6, and every now and then I'll go and I'll fish through all the Mega Man 6s just in case, or to even see if I can find it.
You know which Mega Man we're talking about? The
No, I'm like I'm clueless on this one.
So I kind of want to grab
it if you've got it, grab it.
I don't have one. So here, hold on, Josh, you start explaining it.
Yeah, so NES Mega Man was made by Capcom, right? So made by Capcom, and when it came out, the top loader was coming out, so they decided like, boom, Nintendo's going to grab this title and publish it as a Nintendo title, not as a Capcom title. So they pretty much took over the publishing for it, and it's released by Nintendo and not by Capcom. Yeah. So it doesn't have the typical purple border around it. But everybody looked at this when they tracked variants for the longest time, that it was a USA -1 code. And so they're like, oh, there has to be a -USA code. There has to be a Capcom version of this somewhere. And no one had seen one for years. And then all of a sudden, people started finding them. Yeah, USA-1. So people started finding them in Brazil. And they had the cartridges, yeah, and they were packaged with Playtronic boxes in some instances. That's the publisher and distributor for video games in Brazil back in the NES days.
So
and into the Super Nintendo N64.
So you're assuming that there's a Capcom box, but you haven't seen one?
Well, there wasn't a
There
supplement
is.
for the longest time.
Yeah, nobody had seen one. Nobody had seen a manual. Somebody randomly found a manual at Portland Retro Gaming Expo, a Capcom manual for it, and they had no clue. They posted their pickups on Nintendo Age. They're like, "Look, I found a Mega Man 6 manual." It was the Capcom manual.
And it's really cool just because like Mega Man 6 aesthetically stands out from all the rest of the Mega Man games, which are such a nice set because they're so uniform. And then you have this like
red border,
this little outlier.
Yeah. So I mean, it's nice looking, but it doesn't have the Capcom border, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward a couple more years, one comes up sealed on eBay. It was like $300. Buy it now. It was gone in like a second. Somebody gets it on Nintendo Age. They're like, I found one. I found a sealed Capcom Mega Man 6. And the seller, I can't remember the guys who got it and sold it. The seller was on Nintendo Age and he listed it, had no idea. And come to find out that it had originally came from Nintendo of Canada, if I'm not mistaken. So it was one of their old auctions, one of their closet finds where they were listing big bulk lots of NES games. Really rare stuff. You know, they had Super Nintendo and N64 as well, but it came from one of those lots.
We've seen some of the most interesting anomalies come out of the Nintendo of Canada find. So we have that, which that guy, poor guy, like was publicly outed for being kind of a moron. Like,
well, dude, nobody was really paying attention.
Yeah, nobody was. Yeah, he was like devastated. You could like see in the posts.
Yeah, it was sad, but it was unfortunate, you know. But
you have Black Box Final Fight guy,
yeah.
Which
when you say black box, you just mean a typical Super Nintendo box, though, because the typical box is a Blockbuster exclusive. It's orange and it says direct from Japan, and it's the size of a regular Super Nintendo box.
Right, and I think there's 3 known sealed copies.
2
sealed,
1 CIB.
Yep. So you're and again, no one's ever seen any of these things. I think a couple Zombies Ain't My Neighbors alternates came out there, and so people theorized they were only Canada. So, and there's something else I'm forgetting. I can't.
Play Fighter Sculptor Cut.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was one of the lots. I mean, I think the lots they had, like one lot had a little Samson in it. You know, it's just really great shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you're saying one of the known Mega Man 6s that have surfaced was actually sealed. So it's not even a CIB, it's literally sealed.
That's the only sealed one that I know of.
That's the only CIB one that exists.
Yeah.
Only box that I'm aware of. So the thing, if you get a Brazilian version, it will have the Capcom purple label. They're usually destroyed, but the back of the cart shell will be a Brazilian warning label on the back. So it'll be a Playtronic warning label. So it's an extreme rarity. The manual found in the US at a video game expo that somebody was selling at a big vendor booth. They had no clue what it was. So it tells me that there probably are more out there, and maybe people have them in their collections. They just don't know.
Could be. I mean, with a lot of this stuff, I mean, we're talking about Capcom. I'm just thinking of, because I collect the Capcom offer removed variants, you know, the really rare later prints, and even to date, I don't think I've seen. I'm trying to remember if we've graded any. I think Wada has seen a Chippendales without the offer, but I mean, it's ungodly rare, and maybe I've seen a couple of the Mickey Mouse capades, and when I'm saying the offer removed, actually this one is offer removed. This isn't sealed, but most copies have an offer and they remove them. With Chippendale and with DuckTales, they completely took the offer off. So it's like the most,
and Mega Man 2.
And Mega Man 2, which that's got to be the rarest one. I do know Wada graded one because I remember when it came in a long time ago from a European collector, but those to me are like the coolest because they're like they're the pure art, right? They're the purest form of that art. And so I love oddities like that.
Yeah, they're really great. And I didn't even think about it, but the Final Fight D, it's a Capcom game too. So it's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the 2 sealed and 1 CIB known are actual black boxes, not the orange, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but orange, I mean, there's only a couple known sealed of that too. There's a lot of CIBs of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen an orange one, but maybe
Sealed?
No, I've never seen one. But I don't doubt that there could be, but I've just never seen an orange one.
Clearly Dennis has seen
I'm trying to
one.
think of it. I don't know if I have.
Yeah.
I just assumed, couple sealed, I'm thinking over the years, but
Yeah,
might
Curtis
be.
probably has one. He's just sitting on it.
I still remember when we were at Portland Retro Gaming Expo and pretty much everybody was there, and that one gal was carrying around the orange one that was super crisp and super nice. And then she almost drops it and grips it on the way down, and it just crushed the one side. It was just like, oh my
god. I remember that.
I bought a CIB off Heritage. It was like a 6.5 box. I was like, I just want to buy this. I don't have one. So it's always been on my list to get. And it's there now. It's a cool game. Blockbuster exclusive.
Well, that's some awesome knowledge bombs right there.
The purest Blockbuster exclusive, right?
Oh, I'll put out a bounty, a not price bounty unless you DM me, slide in my DMs. I am looking for the rental Super Mario World box. I have made some crazy offers to someone who had one. You know what I'm talking about?
What's
Yeah,
the
I
difference?
almost bought one on Facebook, and then the guy just bounced on me.
What is it? What's the difference of it? I mean, what would it be looking at?
It's black with very basic text that just says Super Mario World in like purple, orange, and green.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only seen maybe 4 ever.
There's a few more than that at this point.
I'm sure, but that's all I've ever seen, and I just really want one. So, if anyone watching this has one or knows where there is one, I will totally. I always wanted to actually fill up this specific little thing here with only like oddities. So I have the Zombies Ate My Neighbor alternate art at the bottom. I have the X-Men Arcade's Revenge prototype box art in the second, just some random stuff. A prototype Roger Clemens, a Super Bomberman, the rental exclusive one, random game up top, and then Josh, that's the Hyper V-Ball that you found actually.
Yeah, I think they're knockoff boxes. I have one too. So they're like here, I got another game I'll show you similar to that. Super Formation Soccer. Here, I'll take it out.
I love this. I love this stuff.
But this was a Japanese only game. And I saw a couple come up sealed on eBay in Venezuela, and I was like, oh, what the hell's that? So I bought it. Super Formation Soccer, total pirate, but you can see the border on the back. It's just like the Hyper V-Ball. So I think I have the Hyper Volleyball here, actually. But yeah, they're total knockoffs, but they're really awesome. And if you know Hyper Volleyball, V-Ball, it's a Mako River game, the same people who did Aero Fighters. So you can see the backs of these.
Yeah, really similar.
They're just the same. Actually, the exact same UPC too.
Really?
Yeah, so they just took the UPC. It's funny. Yeah. But they're neat. They're neat boxes. They were definitely made back in the day, so they're not like somebody's making these now, but they're straight up knockoffs. Pretty cool though. So
wow,
neat stuff. Yeah,
I didn't know half, if any, of that.
I don't think very many people care or know.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
No one actually gives a shit. And that's
like 2 people,
like
3 people: Alexander Sousa and a few other Brazilian collectors. Maybe Nick Morgan. I think he'll probably care.
Oh, Nick could care. Yeah, Nick could care about anything that. Yeah.
So well, I'm sure maybe something will pop up when Eric watches this, and they'll post it on Facebook, and we'll all see it.
I have a Mario that Eric doesn't have.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, I got a Mario.
It isn't so.
Oh, it's a Brazilian one. Where is it?
Oh.
Multi-game Super Mario Bros.
What?
Is that in a clamshell?
The
Clam
hell?
shell.
Get out of here. That's
Look at this cart shell, man.
It's like garbage.
He made that.
Look at this thing.
Dude, that is so bootleggy.
5 screw. Oh wait, there's actually no screw.
It's not.
Now you gotta say, does anybody have the no screw variant?
Yeah, actually, multi games. These I think only work in a certain pirate system, so a clone system. They won't work in regular NES, from what I've told. I've never actually tried this, so
Eric sent me it was probably an up-to-date pirate system today, a Nintendo. Did you see that, Josh? There was something on eBay, this pirate Nintendo system. It was weird looking. It looked like it was from South America somewhere. I don't know. It was bizarre.
Doug Clayton had I think the only known like Taiwanese CIB NES, or maybe it was in Hong Kong. One of those is like only 1 or 2 known. Do you know? I don't know.
Oh, which one are you talking about?
He had maybe it was an NES CIB, like a system. He had a whole collection of that stuff because I bought a lot of Doug's early worm. He's like,
oh, okay, yeah,
old school.
There's some, yeah. I don't think I have like one early worm thing. That's it from back in the day.
And Star Fox was his.
Yeah, he had cool stuff.
Sick.
Yeah,
I love that Super Nintendo sign.
Super right. I got a fiber coming to me, a Super Nintendo fiber that's going to replace that. That's going to go back to its original spot down here. The Super Nintendo fiber is beautiful. Fibers are crazy now.
Is it shipping?
No, I bought it a while ago, but it needs the motor needs to be replaced. So the person's trying to like order a new motor. Because when things that don't work come into my collection, they stay not working. I do not tinker with shit. I once had 2 red tents versus cabinets, and one of them had like was hooked up for JAMA, and so I was like, okay, I was young and naive, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how to do this. I'm gonna figure out how to open the guts and do. I got zapped bad. I like lost a fingernail. I was like, fuck that. I am never touching this stuff again. And I sold them. I was like, I'm done with anything electronic or trying to tinker. Like I'm gonna touch that like big thing on the back of a TV, CRT, and just kill myself.
Yeah, I don't mess with arcade monitors at all.
They're scary. They have like 10,000 volts or something.
Something.
100,000. I don't know. I'm ignorant.
Me too. I choose to be ignorant because I don't want to die. So.
You can just unplug it next time. I mean, that's basic.
27,000.
27,000 volts
on an average CRT cathode.
Yeah, that's more than the kid that got shocked on the fence in Jurassic Park and still lived. Got right? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so what else we got going on? Anything good?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Matt, you get anything cool lately?
Well, yeah. I just wanted to go over. Might as well. Let me grab it.
Let's talk about your thing here.
It kind of sucks because I tried to remove a sticker today and it kind of hurt the box, and I'm disappointed in it. But
why would you do stuff like that without?
Well, it wasn't sticker. It was the tape. There was some old tape on it. He had tape over it, and I was trying to remove it, and it bubbled the. I should have just left the tape.
Oh, is Matt sharing some? You guys, I gotta go.
Out of here.
This is right up Dennis's alley. He loves this stuff. This is actually a really neat item, Matt. So go for
you
it.
know what that is, Dennis.
What? No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Is it an X-Bone?
So this was from a Xbox employee who worked on some of the launch series games, and I mean it's pristine. It's really never used.
What is it, Matt?
It's the Xbox. When Xbox came out, it's the launch system, so it has the signed Xbox from Bill Gates in there. It has all the paperwork still perfectly retained. All the flyers. Let me just pull this out so people can see.
Yeah, what else is special about that big white box?
It's one of like not many.
Yeah.
How many? I don't even know.
What's special about it, Josh?
There's like three or four known white boxes that exist still to this day. Yeah, that's one of them. Matt bagged it. So, but this is all really cool stuff that the employees ended up being able to purchase.
Does Dan have one of these?
No.
It's thanks to Josh. I owe Josh everything for this, honestly. But so it has everything.
I'll find one eventually.
It has absolutely everything. But what did come with it? So now, me personally, being an Xbox collector, mainly because I loved Halo, and I just kind of turned into an Xbox collector. This also came. We were always arguing about, Josh has them in the background. He could show them better as we go. But we're always arguing about, because obviously I'm a Halo guy, so we were always talking and trying to figure out, where did the not for resales come from? And there was always a lot of stories and thoughts, and no one was ever super sure. We did, thanks to a couple people, I don't know if I can mention them or not, but we did about a year worth of research on where a lot of this stuff came from Microsoft employees, from Xbox employees, from the actual people who made it, from Ed Fries, just go down the list. And it came down to knowing that these were launch system games. They were only available to Xbox employees. We thought maybe some of them were given to stores too to give out. All we could do is speculate. And then this system popped up. We knew that there was about 7, maybe 8 games that were in the launch itself. I know Dan Gomez is really educated in this, and we always chatted and went back and forth. We knew at least 6, 7 games. We thought 7.
For first party. There were third party launch games as well.
Gotham Racing.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think they are, Dennis?
Oh, I'm gonna nail this. I'm a huge Xbox collector.
Here.
Oh, there. That was sarcasm. I haven't owned Xbox even.
Well, anyway,
Halo. Okay, no, actually, I'm not even gonna try.
No, you're close.
Is it Bust a Groove or there's a groove?
Fusion Frenzy.
That's the
one. Yeah.
Halo, Fusion Frenzy.
There's 7?
There's maybe.
Okay, you finish the rest.
So in getting this Xbox, we know it came from a launch system or a launch employee. So he was part of the whole thing. He kept everything pristine, everything. I mean, he has if he had a receipt, that's the only way this could be more complete. But with this launch, it literally has the paperwork that talks exactly about what the launch was, what the games were. I mean, it's just as clear as day. And it was exclusively for Xbox employees. I mean, in plain bold print, and it has the 6 games. So we thought that there was possibly 7. We thought that Azuric was one because it has an NFR copy as well. I have one of those. Actually, it's at your company. And this just kind of in plain English put out that when he got this system, he got all of the games. They gave you 5 of the games with it, NFR copies. And then there was one you had to mail out for or get from Microsoft, which was Amped. So there's 6 games. Halo, NFL Fever 2002, Munchies, Project Gotham Racing, Fusion Frenzy, and then, of course, Amped. And Josh has copies of all of those behind him.
And Azuric.
Yeah, and well, no, it's not on here.
I know, but I have a copy of Azuric back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Azuric is kind of up in the air. And it still obviously has some part or role, but the actual launch games and where they came from and why they are is right here. Now, I'm not saying that some of these couldn't have floated. Obviously they probably didn't sell them all. So some of them could have floated and been turned into, because, they have not for resale. So obviously they're not going to send these to stores to sell. That wouldn't make any sense. So what would you do with your overstock? Maybe you use it as a pack in somewhere. Maybe you send it to a store as a promo, and maybe that's why some of these were found randomly in stores or in random locations.
Maybe you send them to Brazil.
Have you found any definitively from the system that are sealed, or that have the security
NFRs
tags on the security strip? Yeah.
NFR. Yeah, I have.
Do they match? They don't have anything unique?
I have 5 of them here, and then the other ones at your grading company.
You have that one there, Matt?
Yeah, I have amped, and it's sealed. All the
Okay.
I have 5 of them sealed here.
That's cool. I just love. I mean, I can appreciate, even though I don't collect Xbox, I just love anything launch. For any system, and I think it's funny because I feel like, I mean, Matt, you're the one actually who got me into gatefold Atari boxes, or the launch Atari launch games, basically.
Well, that was Josh too, really, because he got me. So
They're fun, man. Like the bookend,
transitive property,
the bookend.
yeah,
Gatefold
bookend. Whatever the term is, though, it's like.
Yeah,
I feel like the only one that people focus on are the black box games, right? But I just love the idea of collecting the launch titles for any system,
or the launch systems too. Like a launch Wii is really hard to find, actually, because everybody busted them open, or finding a nice box on one. Everybody opened them, played them, threw the boxes away. They're unique boxes too.
And doesn't launch Wii Sports also have something unique about it?
Probably. I don't know. I haven't.
It was actually, I think, like Summoning Salt did a video that went into like the differences on. There's something on the front about a country between the first and second version.
Well, I think it's important because that's one of the best-selling games of all time, Wii Sports. Rightfully so.
What's cool about, like, for a lot of collectors too, what's cool about Atari launch is you can still get those, like, CIB anyway, but you can still get them at good prices, and there's still there are still elements of those launch games that are hard to find. So it's fun because when you find them, they're not astronomical, but it's just cool because they're affordable and they're rare.
They're affordable, they're rare, they're extremely condition sensitive. So you have something to strive for, to constantly upgrade.
Yeah.
And again, they're in my opinion, they're underappreciated. I don't think we've graded countless ETs, countless Space Invaders, countless Froggers. Yeah. I don't think we've graded Combat or any of the bookend games in large quantity, if not at all, for most of the titles.
Well, definitely not sealed, but even CIB. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying CIB because I don't think they didn't come sealed. That's the other thing. That's the other thing.
Well, what you got, Matt?
Uh-oh.
What you got?
Wait, what?
Let's see it. Come on.
I think it's.
You should show it, because you're never going to find another one, and no one else will. So it doesn't.
Okay. You're gonna have to give me a minute to find it, because I think it's in my grading pile, so I'll have to grab it, or it's in my closet right here. So if you want me to grab it, I will.
No,
what is it?
It's a sealed star. Well, we need
kind of a seal.
Yeah, it could be sealed.
Starship.
Yeah.
The original bookend Atari, the launch Atari games, they came in an extra outer box with a big die cut window on the front and a hanger, and they open from the side, kind of like the 20th Century Fox games like MASH and Flash Gordon for Atari.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find it. If I spend more than a
and
minute,
so they
I'll
have
just
like a
come
little
back.
hinge, and you open them, and they slide in and out. So Matt picked one up that'd been on eBay on and off for the last 2 years. I think he just bought it. So
That's pretty rad.
yeah, they're really rare.
Yeah, I would love to get like a sealed set of every launch, sort of like a launch set. I think that'd be a cool set.
Yeah,
Really
think
really doable for Super Nintendo and N64.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, even modern stuff is hard. I'm finding. So
what was launched for GameCube?
Luigi's
Rogue
Mansion.
Squadron? Luigi's Mansion.
Some other shit.
Smash wasn't.
We're rolling out some bombs here.
Yeah, I know the Rogue Squadron was because I bought it when it came out. Launch. I can't think off the top of my head.
Some sports, definitely. There was like some NFL.
Madden. There was a Madden that was NFL Quarterback Club, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
With the last Favre one. Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, essentially the original release Atari games. Or Josh, you can explain it. You are. I consider you Mr. Atari.
Here, I'll pull one over here so you can see. So you don't have to open it, Matt.
Oh, I'm not going to open it. You have one?
Oh, let me see. Wow.
Yeah.
So
I'll show a comparison.
So obviously they were never like sealed.
That is rad.
But there's only maybe this flap was possibly pulled back. This side was not. And there's really not much of a crease here on the side. So it needs to be looked at really closely. This side hasn't been.
Does the top fold? Can it fit?
No,
you don't fold that shit ever.
No, I wouldn't fold that. It does have a, you can see the serration lines or whatever, so you could fold it, but
it's not going to fit in one of your holders right now, Dennis. So, so you can see this is the bookend style. This is the normal pack-in combat that came out later with later systems, or to be sold in certain places. But anyway, so you can see game opens.
Yeah, gatefolds are
awesome.
It's
here. It's a book. That's it. So the glue's failing on this. My combat, it's okay. But the artwork is different on this. There's two variants on combat for gatefold. Bookend, whatever you want to call it.
If you're trying to collect them, do not try to get every number like I started to.
Yeah, no, it's just the 01 combat, and they match the cards will match, except mine doesn't, obviously. So yeah,
so combat's technically considered, like, it would have to be considered, I mean, in their internal catalog, it was the game number one.
Yeah, combat's the first
game.
Yeah.
First Atari game. That's why I think this is one of the most underpriced games you can get as a sealed combat. You can find them; they're very rare.
Is it 01 on the spine?
On this spine, yeah.
Yeah.
On the bookend, but the labels should say 01 too. I just don't have an 01 combat in there for some reason. I thought I did, but they're awesome. They're very inexpensive, except basic math. Which eventually became fun numbers, but basic math is the rarest or the least common, I would say. Most expensive. One ended tonight on eBay for $430, but it was really clean.
Yeah,
but at the same token, the Starship bookend ended for $50 tonight.
Yeah.
So,
and then if you want to go a little further, once you get that set, you can start going for the Sears Telegames bookend.
Yes,
and that starts getting even harder.
And those are all black, so there's a black box set for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the basic math of the Sears is like perfect duplicate copies, just different names, I think, for all of them.
Tank Plus is combat, and that would have been packed in with the Sears Heavy Sixer or the Sears Sixer.
Target Fun.
Yeah, Target Fun. Some other shit, some other stuff.
But basic math on that one, what'd you say? I forget the name of the basic math for the Sears.
I can't remember. Math. It's just math.
Math. That one's even harder. So that's a whole, and really, it's just fun because it's collecting those is more condition based, because to find nice ones is insane. To find like nice with all the inserts, and it gets nuts. Yeah, but it's doable, so it's still fun and it's affordable. So
it's a very doable set, and it is affordable.
One of the first ones.
What was it? People are like mad at retro video game collecting, but they're just all dumb. Is really what it comes down to. They're mad that they can't buy shit. Like, branch out, go collect greatest hits or player's choice or whatever. Don't be a putz, you know. Oh no, serious. Like, what do you have to complain about that retro game is not fun to collect? Seriously, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, because it's never been more fun. There's more information, more people excited about it, more games being found on a regular basis. So it makes me excited. It's also super fun to collect weird stuff. So people should not be upset with it.
Josh, do you have both sets, the Sears and the?
No, I don't have them all. See,
what?
I buy other shit, man. I buy stupid Hollywood video inserts for PS2 games.
Well, you just need to let me know which ones you don't have, and then I can. I need gift lists for you anyway half the time. Dennis, you got a set. You got a set. Did you get a Sears set too?
No, I have like 7.
Do you have a system? Did you get you got the chess piece system, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You got the discs too inside for the controllers? You have to look, open it up.
No,
those are okay.
It was pretty clean inside though.
I remember the listing, and it was on my watch list forever. I'm like, this is just a nice set.
Yeah, I think one of you guys showed it to me. I was contemplating. I went back and forth with the seller.
I think it was like $1,500, and they were really clean.
It was.
It had all. Yeah, whatever. I was not. Yeah. It's a good deal. I mean, there's always just if God, it's like, just don't. Yeah, like to Josh's point, and unless don't be a sheep. You know, if it's called FOMO for a reason, right? It's like you're like, we all have it for the stuff that's hot. You can always dip. You can always go. So I mean, in every hobby, right? You see, in sports cards are the best because you could do modern, and
you can literally go buy 92 Donruss and not give a fuck if you're a collector.
Or that, or go to the registry and pick a set that's more inexpensive, or invest / believe in new players, new rookies, whatever it is, right?
Or go for stuff that nobody collects that is hard to find in high grade. Like, that's a thing. Like these 2600 games, if you want to grade games, if that's like your shtick, great. I do it. I don't grade everything, but I think that if you want to find something that's very hard to do and nothing comes up and you like a challenge, Atari 2600 gatefold bookend boxes are absolutely difficult to get in high grade condition.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a couple people that were reaching out that were showing me some of the stuff they picked up on Game Boy, looping back to the beginning of the conversation. It's like, relatively speaking, to think of how much Game Boy has appreciated over the last 5 years compared to Mario games on NES, it's negligible.
Nothing.
It's negligible. It's the same as it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So that little pocket of the market hasn't been affected, and it still has all the drivers of value, namely rarity. And it's funny, actually, anyone who hasn't watched Garth Mad Dog Earl's video on YouTube, he made the first video on VHS, but the first half of it is talking about video games, and his little formula for demand brings in another little factor that I actually loved, which is the aesthetic. What did he say? It was the basically the aesthetics of the item itself, and I never really considered that as necessarily a factor for demand, but I definitely think it plays into our ability to appreciate a specific game, and in a way, sort of the demand for that game. So just the art, right? The art.
Yeah.
It's what drives a lot of comic collecting, right? Is the art itself. People don't. I would say the overwhelming majority of comic collectors on the high end stuff that's valuable do not care about the stories for the most part, and care immensely about the art. And I think
or the story around the book, right? Like
if it's a first appearance or as a significant character, of course. But I mean, man, after having talked to tons of people in the comic world, I know very few who actually like read comics, and read these stories. If maybe once at some point for some of the more significant stuff they flip through, so they have read it, But
yeah,
it's a different appreciation, and it's what I think in the long term actually is gonna drive a little bit more of the demand for Atari, because
Sure.
Atari, that's what it has going for it, is some of the games are just, they're beautiful, and you can appreciate the art of the medium rather than the actual historical significance necessarily of the game. Pac-Man is the opposite. That art is atrocious.
Not the re-release Pac-Man, but I think that some of the Atari games, they're absolutely wonderful games that are what they had to work with within the constraints of what they had at the time. They made great games out of what they had to work with. Like Pitfall's amazing, Warlords is amazing, it's creative, it like made them think outside, like this is what we have, here's our sandbox, and this is what we have to build with, so you get very thought out games. Warlords is fucking epic, man. I love that game. But yeah,
never
I mean, I've always appreciated the art on the covers, and going back to being a kid, right? Like that's why I rented certain games, because the covers were the reason. That I didn't have every publication to read which game I should rent.
Atari was tough because it was deceptive, because you would see all the artwork and you're just like, that looks so awesome, and then you go home, it's just a bunch of blocks moving around on the TV, and you're like,
that's why the artwork had to be good.
Yeah.
Well, what's the
shovelware?
Does anybody have an exact opposite of like horrible art but fantastic video game?
Well, I mean, that was what the black box.
The black boxes, they didn't want to. Yeah, they didn't want to show off like this is going to be this animated Mario game jumping out of a airship, right?
No, this is, you see what you get.
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros. He's dying right here. Okay, that's what's going to happen to you.
Yeah, they kind of screwed this one up, because this is not what this game looks like. This game. Yeah, 10-yard fight might be a little better, but
that's pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
But then they started getting really. I mean, yeah. Later, I mean, NES had some killer art.
Yeah, it did.
Super Nintendo to me has
Genesis has amazing.
Super Nintendo and Genesis has just the best art, and then after that, pretty much everything started going digital. So you have a very short window of good art and good games. Very short window. Good original, non-digital art. That's why I try to pick up anything I can, within reason. But that market, I mean, everything's expensive. Going up.
Yeah,
everything's going up. Not everything, a lot.
Not everything. PS3 greatest hits, man, are still pretty cheap.
But even even in the display world, I mean, fibers. I've been out. I haven't bought. I've been not as actively buying displays, and then I came back and realized that like fibers had gone from an average of $3,000 a pop to like $7,000 a pop. For like an NES fiber, or six grand at a minimum. And which makes sense. If for people who are collecting, who have gotten in and want one really nice display piece for their room,
fiber,
you got to go for a fiber optic. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bunch of cool Nintendo signs and I sold them all.
Someone offered to trade me one of the Nintendo fibers for one of my Xboxes. I opted for the cash instead, but looking back, I'm like, maybe I should have. But shipping on those things scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, I hate shipping big stuff.
That's why I'll never buy a NES Sharp TV because I don't want to ship it. If I buy it,
how mine still has the legs intact. It's like
the weight of the damn thing should break the fucking legs.
I that's what I'm saying. Every time I look at it, I'm like, if I look at this, the leg is gonna crack.
You need to build like a platform the size of the TV square and set underneath it so the legs are like just floating.
I guess I don't. Maybe I haven't seen a Sharp TV in a while. But what legs are you talking about?
They literally hold the damn TV up, and so they're always busted.
Am I showing?
Oh yeah. Those plastic things on the side. Yeah.
There's 4 legs on this,
and so there's like this negative, small area of negative space of like void underneath that TV, and so it's literally all this weight distributed to the 4 legs.
Oh, this is pretty cool. I saw someone post this on eBay with like recently. I don't know. It hit a save search, and it was like they listed it for like $20,000 or something absolutely ridiculous. Like anyone actually needs it, but it's an unused Sharp controller. This is probably one of the hardest things to find for a Sharp TV. Yeah.
What's the box look like, man? Does it have a shipping label on it? Oh no, just Sharp parts. Okay.
Oh no, it's the part number and stuff. Yeah.
You know, I had 2 brand new Sharp controllers, and I got them at my local CD game exchange here in Eugene, and it was probably 2006, right when Nintendo Age started, and they were in an NES box. I actually have the box back there. Where'd it go? It's the NES controller box. And it was like, you go to the store, you buy a pair of controllers. I asked the guy, I'm like, oh, I'll take a look at it. He had $20 on it. I take them out. It's 2 brand new NES Sharp controllers inside the box. I'm like, I'll buy that for $20. But I sold them to the old Canadian dude on Nintendo Age, Dr. Morbius. So he has them, but they were fresh, like just clean. I should have kept those.
You should have.
And I always wondered what box actually came in. So some kid got a Sharp TV, had the controllers, was like, Mom, I don't want these controllers. I want Nintendo controllers. And so she goes and buys them, and then they shove those controllers inside, I'm sure.
Oh, good
Sharp
point.
TV would have been so cool as a kid to have.
I know. Like, you guys want to play Nintendo? It's built into the TV. Isn't there a Famicom one, a Super Famicom one?
I don't know the answer to that.
I think there's a Super Famicom one in Japan. You can get a Sharp Super Famicom TV that has a Super Famicom slot on the TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
Japan got so much cool shit. I mean, like the 64DD, the Genesis, was it the Genesis online? Like they had you could play on like live.
Satellite view. Every week you downloaded it into a new
download like stock information. Like
the satellite view, you'd get new games each week. You get new level updates.
Norman Caruso, the gaming historian. If you haven't heard about this, check it out. Watch any of his videos. I mean, he makes literally the best content for anything old video game like his history.
Yeah, that's not Matt and I's content, of course. Ours is better.
I doubt that.
Mine. I mean, this is
this is a 3-way here, Josh.
This is our podcast. This
is the 3 of us.
No, because it's actually more like, I think Andrew Morgan's been on it more. So that is Acid Jaguar.
Sadly, anyone who's been a recurring guest once has been on it.
I tell you what, Dan Gomez episodes get the most watches. Other than our first episode, I think that's
we're just gonna label this one Dan Gomez.
You heard it here first. First episode.
First
baby.
episode is
we're gonna label this with special guest Dan Gomez because the hair is about the same.
That's fair.
Can't wait to have Dan back on, by the way.
No, his videos. What you should watch. I forget which one it's called, but it's that Sega accessory, and like I mean, the dial up, the network sucked obviously back then, but you could literally play games with other people over the internet in 1990
on Genesis,
1992, or whatever. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the whole concept of, I think the satellite view is pretty cool, right? Like what is it? Maybe it's not satellite view, whatever, Satella view. I keep calling it. It looks like satellite for Super Nintendo or Super Famicom. You could you'd get new levels for games, and they'd plug them in, they download to your cartridge, and that was the next couple levels for F-Zero or whatever game you had.
Yeah. Was it the Sega Mega Modem? Is that the one?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But nothing like that really ever took off in the US
until Xbox.
Yeah. Well, yes, till Xbox, I guess. And then there was the DS had the download station. You could go in, download different things to the download cartridges, right? And there was I think Best Buy had a DS Dragon Quest game where you could go in and download different characters to your Dragon Quest cart.
Yeah, whatever, nerd.
You're such a fucking asshole.
Man, don't make my editing hard. I need a cool sound.
Matt, do you bleep?
I don't, but no, I keep it raw for everybody.
You should.
My editing literally is clipping off the front and the back of the video, and if I have to block out something in the middle.
I'm sorry, Matt. I will watch my mouth.
Just cut out the 30, the half a second where we're cursing, and then upload another video without that, and just say raw, like the same title but like raw footage, and it'll be like 6 seconds longer. Double your clicks, baby.
Oh, NA represent. I accidentally represent Atari tonight.
Put my Nintendo Age hat on.
Thanks
Josh, hold on. I gotta do a little show and tell. 1 sec.
That's when you know you have an awesome girlfriend, when she buys you Pong shirt. Just want to say that.
Yeah. Did you get the ping side of it? So this is ping pong. You got
oh shit, that'd be awesome.
What?
Oh, did you buy those?
What the?
So,
do they fit?
I was like, come on, like I can fit into anything. I can surely fit these on. And they hugged my it was not gonna happen, but I made it happen. And they're like, I can hear it like stretching and shit, or ripping.
So tell us, what are those?
These are my nifty
Nintendo Fun Club shorts.
My Fun Club shorts.
And where did those come from? Like, how could you get those?
eBay.
No. Probably in one of those Nintendo
Power.
Either Fun Club mail,
No, it was not. It was Nintendo Fun Club, Matt.
They had these little brochures. Hold on, now I got to get more.
Anyway,
I remember getting the magazines, but I never got anything other than that. I think there was a watch or something.
So something like this. They definitely had a Fun Club version of this, but man.
No, it was probably.
I would rock some of this. Some of the clothing. I mean, look at how sick that sweatshirt is, man. Hold on. Look at that Diddy Kong hat. Hold on. This one has. Hold on.
Maybe you should reach out to Nintendo and ask for one.
I wish they had overstuff. Look at that Zelda hat. Look at that Link to the Past hat. Don't tell me you wouldn't wear that.
Look at, is that a Gaia hoodie?
That's a Gaia hoodie. I mean, some of this stuff is cool. You see these at Comic-Con, these rip-off, knockoff Nintendo. Find me the original stuff, remade versions of the original stuff.
I got the Shaq Fu tie-dye, so I'm set.
I got that same shirt.
You got that. That's a good shirt. Hey, I wanted to share this too. Do you remember Custom NES guy?
He's still
what?
I watched a video the other day, not the other day, like a couple months ago. He's still making custom NESs.
Look at this thing.
Yeah. He's still doing. I saw the Dragon. Well, he's still doing Nintendo Age custom NESs.
I think he did one. That was it.
And that's
It
it.
was and then he auctioned it on the site or something.
Oh,
Jason Smith bought it, and I bought it when it came in this collection of shit.
that is
It was Zapper.
Sick.
That's pretty cool.
Zappers, that's right.
And then a controller.
Please don't ever get rid of that.
No, I can't.
It's
I got a nice little pile of NA nostalgia memorabilia here. So
it's got to be one of the first channels I think I ever subscribed to. Oh,
here's
wow.
the Age Expo banner.
That's pretty awesome.
You see that? It's hard to see.
Wow.
It's kind of funny.
Player 2 was Doug, right?
Yeah, Player 2. And then it says Premier Video Game Authority. And these are the people, the sponsors. Premier Video Games, Video Game Authority, VGA.
Brand new.
Glitch Gaming Apparel, and Triforce Games with a Z. That's funny. I just kind of kept Nintendo Age stuff over the years. This was from, I think, Ferris Bueller, Christian. Had it at a PRGE, I think he gave to me. I got a shot glass here, I think I got from Brian Parker.
You still have some of your shirts?
Yeah, I got all my NA shirts still.
Dennis, you still got your NA shirts?
I have everything. I'm a pack rat with that stuff. I posted the other day. I was like, going through some of the Game Boy stuff, getting ready to post the Game Boy thing, and I have like the Jonas once shipped me.
I saw that.
See that, like all the King James Bible unfolded boxes and manuals.
Yeah.
And I kept his like note from the box that says like good luck with your set. And that's
Joan.
Like, Joan, yeah. And that's from like 09. I just every time I got stuff, I just kept it with it.
That's awesome.
You get nostalgic about the past, man. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
If you're a collector,
I get nostalgic now. There's two types of nostalgia for me in collecting or in games. There's the nostalgia for the games, and then there's the nostalgia for when I started collecting. Early Nintendo Age day nostalgia, which is 15 years ago today now, right? Which is crazy to think about. So.
No, man. You sit down, and I was going through old photos of stuff, and just going to Classic Gaming Expo back in like 2003. I took photos. I have a roll of film from it. It's hilarious. Like,
Dennis,
but you go and you look that stuff online, and there's photos of them of the events, which is pretty cool. So
Dennis wasn't born yet.
No.
Sadly.
Anyways, sorry. It's probably past Dennis's bedtime.
What do you got for wins?
Oh wait, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, we'll just wins. I want to go over some wins.
Come on, it's the regular format. Even I know that.
All right, hold on. Oh shit, almost fell over. Let's see here. That sucker away. California games for Genesis sealed.
Oh,
but it's all fucked up right here.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay. Madden 08 in Espanol. Big Turd Baseball. I don't know. I got a.
I don't know.
Oh wait, hold on. I got one for Wade here. 1 versus 100.
Oh my god,
Bob Saget.
Dude.
What about
what do you call those? Ambulance chasers, right?
Yeah, ambulance chaser. That's what I was saying.
I love Bob Saget. Home Alone 2.
Was that on eBay?
Wait, did Joe Pesci die?
No, Daniel Stern.
Because I saw a couple of those on eBay recently. What about? Didn't Sean get you something? Do you have that there?
Yeah, it's on the ground here. It has my beverages in it right now.
Oh, okay. I can show mine.
Yeah, show yours.
But let's see what Dennis has first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Screw
okay.
me.
Well, this was a win because I found it in a box and I forgot I had it. And it's
that's really cool.
Wow.
I was actually getting rid of or moving into a closet that is going to be covered by a bunch of stuff, so I'll never access it again. All my video game related action figures because they were taking up too much room. You know, like Earthworm Jim. I have like all the.
You have the Tomb Raider ones that are
Tomb Raider ones.
Those things are like literally the size of my computer screen.
Actually, they fit under Lara Croft's crotch now in my life size Lara Croft, so I actually do have those ones out. But this was sick, and now I want the rest of them because I played Tricky so much, and Elise, I was madly in love with Elise, so I gotta get an Elise.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's cool. But no, I got the last two Game Boy Pocket variants that I needed to get all of those. I just bought them because I'm filling up that new cabinet that Josh just shipped out to me.
I've been living here for 4 years.
4 years. I bought a Game Boy cabinet from Curtis 4 years ago, and I just got it delivered.
I think I kept it this long to spite you because I wanted to buy it. I had to store it. Whatever.
And then these are 3 of the 5 last GameCube games I need for my set. So I'm down to 2, and the other 2 are in the mail. So I'll be done with GameCube.
Game Boy's done.
Game Boy, Super Nintendo.
Nope. It'll be yeah. It'll be everything. It won't be everything. NES, Game Boy, GameCube, N64, and that's it. And then I don't even have a full Virtual Boy set. So,
what are you missing?
Like, dude, Jack Bros and Waterworld, and I'm missing like 4.
That sucks.
And then I would love to complete Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance one day.
Wow.
But man, those are.
You don't want to do Game Boy Advance.
I mean, I talked about how hard Game Boy was. Game Boy Color is arguably harder.
I have a save search for a Game Boy Color game that I just haven't seen.
International Superstar Soccer?
No, different game. And I'm not going to say it. I haven't seen it. I don't think it exists. I've seen one cartridge.
Yeah, Game Boy Color is no joke. I think Nick Morgan is the only one who has a full set. I know. Yeah, I think.
I got you a Game Boy Color game. Hold on.
Maybe no RPG Collector. He finished the set too. Those 2 guys I feel like are it. Yeah, that's my only wins, I think, Matt.
Those are awesome wins. Wins don't have to be
and the Metal Masters was actually the win I was going to show.
Sure.
I did find this also. That was like I did a lot of cleaning up while I was here, and I forgot I had these, which was a brick of.
What is that?
It's a brick of demo key. I found 2 bricks that I had.
What?
One was this, and then one was this one's really random. I actually got this. This is really funny.
That's sick. I've didn't even know that existed.
Shipping box. I got a brick of Skyward Swords.
Damn.
And the funny part is here.
You should send that to VGA, Dennis.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't live here. He doesn't live here anymore, so it's okay. But this came from Vito.
Oh man.
It came from Vito. Here, Vito, who
direct. Yeah.
If you send that to VGA, you can get it uncirculated.
Hey, this is a really rare Game Boy Color game, Dennis.
Yes, that is rare.
Yeah, I found this at a thrift store.
You told me to buy one a long time ago. I
found this at a thrift store in Eugene for $1.99. I shit you not.
That's what that's why I love Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, because I still have so much to get, and I have such a high probability chance of finding extremely rare ones for extremely cheap.
Yeah. I bought a sealed one of these that's why I'm like, I don't need this, but it comes with a poster too. So good luck if you're like a whore and you like that stuff.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. You like horse stuff. I know.
Yeah, and we're all horse.
All right, Matt, your turn.
All right. These are all.
Oh, no. Sorry. We ran out of time. So
it is 8:22.
Man. These are thanks to Josh, by the way.
Yeah.
Talk about such a nice individual. I sit here and I try and get Josh back for all he does for me, and then he just keeps sending me more shit. And I'm like, damn you. I thank you. I really do appreciate. And so I'd missed out. I'd sold one of these. I regretted it, and he knew that, and he never forgot it. And so he got me one sealed. What a nice guy. I mean,
that's not a cheap one either.
It's
more.
It's just not easy to find. And then some company denied me of said mine was a reseal, and I was a little disappointed. So Josh literally knew my story, and he's just like, I got one of those, and he remembered, and then he just randomly sent it to me, and I'm like, what the hell?
So you got to send me the resealed one. I want the resealed one.
What is that?
I'm going to send it to VGA or CGC. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I already have it going on just to make sure it's.
I think they know what they're doing, so I'll send it there.
Yeah, I agree. Or no, player one, I think is the.
It's P1.
Personally, I use WAG for all my grading needs.
WAG.
And then I have to give a shout out to Sean, because Sean got us both of these badass, awesome Xbox refrigerators. Josh has one too.
Yeah, it's on the ground.
That's cool.
It's fantastic, actually.
Thank you, Sean.
My box is over here, but mine's on the ground with beverages in it.
That is badass.
I don't know if I can pivot here. Hold on.
And then actually I have one more win. I was going to use this as an example, and I wasn't even going to pull it out. But I have to give this came with my Xbox system. The guy never opened it. This is freaking ridiculous, hard to find, crazy. And this is my biggest win that I could possibly.
It just you know how some games just look hard to find. They like that game just looks looks rare. It's just because I haven't seen it.
It's really hard to find. It's probably the hardest NFR to find.
It's hard to find just CIB.
Yeah,
I don't have one.
Or a sealed launch version, not for resale. It's hard to find. So
yeah. So
yeah, thanks Sean. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Sean's
for sure.
The coolest part about that whole thing is that he got it from StockX. I love it.
What?
He ordered them through StockX.
Oh, the fridges?
The fridges, yeah. Because I don't think
StockX.
They got shit, man. I love it.
StockX sells more PS5s, I think, than Walmart or Best Buy.
I can see it.
There's some statistic like it's insane.
Dennis, interesting fact. Did you know that on this episode we were supposed to have Dan Kaplan?
Really?
Yeah, he was going to be on this episode. He was excited that you were on this episode. He was all, but he was busy studying the side effects of strawberry shortcake cereal on milk.
Huh. I think he was just angry that I stole his initials.
Must be
something about I don't know. That's just what he said. Allegedly. Allegedly. So
good stuff.
I would never put it past the Canadian.
I never shared this one on my Instagram. I think this is extremely badass. And I forgot who I was talking to, was like, oh, that's lame that you have ActRaiser in there. I'm like, are you kidding me? ActRaiser is fucking awesome.
That's what
I said originally.
Because you can swap the cards on the inside here. Let's see if it is able to.
Oh, I couldn't even tell that was ActRaiser.
How do you get it to focus on a computer?
There you go. You get it closer.
Oh, that's sick. So you swap those cards out?
You can, yeah, that you can get. There's I don't have any extra cards myself, but I know that there are multiple translucent card things that come with it that you can swap in and out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Man, it's I tell you what, it's I was so stoked to have you back on here. I was excited.
Now you're like, damn it, what, like waste of an hour.
I'm telling you, I've been trying to get these two together back on here for quite a long time, and it's like herding kittens. It just doesn't happen.
Herding kittens. It's not hard.
Well, we came here with quite literally zero agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I had fun. I doubt our viewers are gonna have much fun listening to us drone on about.
You guys dropped some bombs, some knowledge bombs. I didn't know half the crap.
What? All right. What Super Nintendo games are you missing? So I can go buy them and mock them.
Like 30% of the library.
Oh man, you are a horrible collector.
I know. Yeah, for those who don't know.
For the name Super NES.
Yeah,
man.
what was your name?
I joined Nintendo Age as Super NES man. Well, I created a little bit ambiguously because I had already started collecting NES, and so I was like, well, I'm a Super NES man, like Superman for NES. 14-year-old mentality.
You need Micro Machines?
No, I don't.
Oh fuck.
Are we trying to find leverage?
Let's find him one. Michael Andretti.
I do need that.
Yeah, you do, because this shit's rare. Only buy rare games.
But
These are so nice.
yeah, the irony became that I like completed all these other sets, and I'm so far away from collecting the one set that I intended to collect for starting out, you know. But that's what makes it fun. It's like, you know, I didn't buy Metal Masters when I had the opportunity multiple times, because now I bought it, I put it away, great, I finished the set, but it's over. It's over. And it's over because I also, over the years, had been upgrading. I'd been buying variants. So that literally was like the last nail in the coffin, which is good. I have a lot of other priorities, but I find myself always like trying to create new. I'm doing PS1. People don't realize I'm going to start posting the new PlayStation stuff. PS1 is right up there with Super Nintendo and N64 for me, nostalgia wise.
How were those PS1 games I sent?
Huh?
How was that stack of PS1 garbage I sent you? Right.
You gotta get. There's when you have 1,500 titles.
You got to get the filler.
15, is it 1,500? I didn't know.
13
Ooh.
something.
Yeah, not including variants at all. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
There's like some greatest hits have like 3 different versions as well. So
And you're
PS1, you can really get into the weeds with PS1 collecting. I mean, you can variant wise and the best site is definitely
Game Rave.
Game Rave.
Yeah.
That guy.
Jason DeVore.
Jason, yeah, yep.
Like,
and you're getting whatever you can get, right? It's just you're just trying to complete the set. CIB.
Right now, I am doing a little bit of speed collecting on PS1. So the way it works is I'll buy lot after lot after lot. I'll buy 50 different lots on eBay, knowing I'm going to get duplicates.
Yeah.
Look at everything, upgrade, find the best one, put it away, set all the duplicates aside, and then. Like with GameCube recently, I just wanted to finish, and I realized I had like 180 duplicates or something, from buying lots over the years and upgrading, and that's what ends up happening. You're just left over with all these duplicates because I'm never selling, but it makes for a lot of great trade bait. And I actually found someone that I traded all 180 of those for like 30 more expensive titles that I needed on the system, right?
Oh.
Didn't let me know. Fucking
It works out in the end.
I did an audit of my sets that I've been doing, right? And I went through and like stuff that I thought was mint and nice enough to have in my collection really isn't.
That is definitely another realization when you go.
And I go through the PS1 games, and I have like 500 CIB PS1 games, and I think I whittle it down to like 40. And so I got a whole stack of shit to sell now.
It's hard. I mean, even
it keeps it. Here's what it does. It keeps it fun if you keep it in perspective of what you collect and why you collect it. If I want to do full sets, I'll just go to town. Right?
Well, I was also a little bit encouraged by the fact that as I was getting the last GameCube stuff and really looking at it, like how like it's all scuffed to shit, which makes it that much harder to reseal. Because if you're going to reseal and do a good job, you're going to want to find mint GameCube, and there isn't mint GameCube unless you're counterfeiting. But if you're not counterfeiting, good luck finding mint GameCube. I mean, you can find nice inserts, but
mint GameCube is hard sealed.
Yeah, so
GameCube is a pain in the ass system.
Yeah. I mean, there was someone who was doing a lot of resealing about a year back, and they were doing it on really mint game, but it probably took them a while to find those mint GameCube CIBs. You know, it's tough. So, but encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
Scammers. So, anyways, good stuff.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Good job.
So, do we get to see you again in about a year?
I think it's been a little longer since the last one, so let's make sure to like at least keep consistency with the intervals.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching us all the way through. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Hate mail to Josh. Send your love to Dennis.
Yeah.
Thank Dennis for being on the show.
Don't do that.
Thank you everyone. This was fun. Let's do it again. Sometime soon.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and I'll try and herd you guys together through emails for the next year. Trying to do that.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. Leave your thoughts and comments. Let us know what you want to see next, and talk to you again soon.